Right now in Apple Valley News Now live at 6.
With an alarming trend of violent threats against the local schools, what our law enforcement officials want you to know. Plus,
but we primarily kept our focus here with our investigators, and eventually we got the results we were looking for.
After months of searching for Travis Decker, DNA results are leaving no doubt on the identity of human remains found near Leavenworth.
Also ahead and new at 6, what commercial drivers in Oregon need to know as the state updates their licensing criteria.
And with gusty winds on this Thursday, will we see less haze?
That's right. We see a little bit of smoke and haze out there, but things are looking better air quality wise, and a big change in your temperatures for tomorrow. The news at 6 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Apple Valley News Now live at 6. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And I'm Austin Reed. It is September the 25th.
First at 6, threats of violence are becoming all too common at schools across Washington.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert sat down with law enforcement and school officials over at Riverview High School in Findlay to talk about the real consequences students face, whether the threat is real or fake.
Last week, a juvenile suspect was arrested in connection to threats made against Kamiakin High School after a tip-off from the FBI. Law enforcement say these types of cases are happening more often, and with the growth of social media, it's easier than ever for people to make dangerous claims online.
It's easy for people online to make idle threats and say things, and more often than not, it's just somebody being silly, somebody saying something out of jest that they don't really mean. But we live in a society now where that gets out and it puts fear into people.
Deputy Brett Hansen, who serves as the school resource officer at Riverview High School, says once something is posted online, there's no hiding from it.
There's ways to get that data, whether that's one of our forensic specialists downloading your phone or writing a search warrant to the social media platform. We'll eventually get that.
Hansen says threats, real or not, take valuable resources away from the community, and once law enforcement gets involved, there's no undoing the damage.
The first thing to remember is law enforcement is going to take everyone seriously. You're going to tie up a lot of law enforcement resources, a lot of school resources, until we can prove it fact or fiction. And even if you didn't mean it, you're going to get in trouble. Whether that's school trouble or law trouble or both.
Law enforcement officials tell me that all threats like this that are made are taken 100% seriously. And school officials at Riverview High School tell me that once a student is caught making a threat like this, it's almost impossible to get back into the school system.
Education world, we support each other's buildings. So if a kid makes a bad decision here, they can't just jump to another school. Like, they're going to call and ask. They're going to say, is there anything we need to know? If there's a suspension following them because they made a bad choice or made that phone call or made that post, the other school is likely not to take you. And they're going to hold to our suspension just as we would to theirs.
Davis says Riverview takes a hands-on approach to safety, encouraging students to speak up and report concerns.
Many times kids report other kids. We set up with the Sheriff's Department an anonymous tip line that goes to myself and another administrator and to the Sheriff's Department. So we see the information.
It's all a part of a proactive approach aimed at keeping schools safe and stopping threats before they become reality. In Findlay, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Under Washington law, any violent threat or bomb hoax is considered a Class B felony, meaning it can carry jail time and other serious penalties.
New tonight in continuing coverage now, one of the largest manhunts in Chelan County history has come to a close as DNA evidence confirming human remains found earlier this month do belong to Travis Decker. Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison announced the news shortly after 4 this afternoon during a new press conference. Decker, who is accused of killing his 3 young daughters earlier this summer, was declared dead by U.S. Marshals on Wednesday. However, Sheriff Morrison would not confirm until his office received the DNA results from evidence found during a recent search. But now, Morrison says the confirmation is in.
Marshal Service really took on a heavy burden for us, overseeing the search efforts while our detective investigative units went and focused primarily on the investigation, knowing that we were getting ready for a criminal trial.
But without the community, which is what this truly is about, law enforcement community, family community, community members that are out here present, without all of you, we could not have done this.
A cause, manner, and time of Decker's death has not yet been determined, but the Chelan County Coroner's Office is now working on that.
Switching gears to weather now. I know a lot of folks might be looking forward to some cooler temps like this guy over here, and you might not be waiting too long, Austin.
Oh, Stacy Lee, tell us more.
That's right, guys. You know, beautiful day, warm. It's in the mid to upper 80s for the high today, but look at this evening, gorgeous outside. We are going to see a shift in those temperatures. Right now, 76. We were up around 86 earlier today. Feels like temp is 77. Big drop off on those temps for tomorrow. Now, we've been keeping an eye on air quality. That's also improving due to the breezy and gusty winds, and those winds will continue to pick up through the evening. And that red flag warning stays in place till about 11 o'clock tonight for the entire region. So fire danger still very, very high in the region. Here's the winds, and we'll continue to see those gusty winds picking up for the next couple of hours, but they'll die down overnight. Temperature wise, that cold front is moving in. Again, we've dropped 10 degrees just in 1 hour here in the Tri-Cities. Look at Walla Walla, still 80 degrees, but those temps will continue to drop. Here's what it looks like going through the night. And unfortunately, the haze is kind of hanging around the Yakima area, but things will start to improve. Now, another big deal is the balloon rally in Prosser. It's looking good tomorrow. Those winds will be cooperative, no rain in sight, so the balloon should start to take off around 6 a.m. So gusts will gradually decrease overnight. Cooler tomorrow, 10 or more degrees for most of us. Get ready for a warmer, nice fall weekend. Then things cool back down and we'll see some showers headed our way next week. I'll give you all the details coming up. Austin, Wendy.
Stacey, thanks. Now to Fire Watch. The Kittitas Valley Fire and Rescue says their fire season is far from over, adding to the already challenging season. Currently, the team is battling the Labor Mountain Fire in Kittitas County that has now burned into Chelan County.
Today, the chief says they are on fire weather watch, meaning they have low humidity and high winds, leading the team to up staff due to the fire threats in the community.
This year's fire season, according to the chief, is due to a lack of rain in the region.
Until that happens, we highly encourage everybody to be careful. I know it's getting cold out, but the cold temperatures really do not affect the fire behavior within this climate, and we really need folks to be careful because we're in for our late fire season as we're already approaching October and there's no end in sight without a significant rain.
So to help mitigate any potential fires from starting, the chief says the county remains on a burn ban.
Folks aren't using and having those recreational fires just because of the threat. Just takes one little spark. The fire the other day, once it got established, was throwing what we call spot fires in front of the main fire over almost 2 miles ahead of it, and no resources can ever catch that. So anything we can do to prevent fires, and again, understand it's getting into the high 30s, low 40s at night, but we really need folks to be cautious about that.
The chief adds, making sure your chains don't drag along the highway can also help ensure those sparks don't turn into a fast vegetation fire. Also, if you are looking to become a volunteer with the team, they are currently taking in a total of 20 new volunteers. The link to apply can be found on applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Walla Walla County Emergency Management issued a level 1 get ready notice for Badger Hollow Road and Smith Springs Road. This comes as a fire was spotted just north of Prescott at around 1:30 in the afternoon. Officials are asking people to stay away from the area, which is under a red flag warning until 11 o'clock tonight.
New at 6 and in local living, September is National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Awareness Month. And locally, the Benton and Franklin Counties Superior Adult Drug Court is celebrating 3 graduates. At a ceremony this afternoon, Chris Barwick, Dean Berger, and Buck Bailey were all honored and got to shred their charges away. Court leaders tell me that graduations like this show the power of recovery and the importance of community support.
The money spent here in this court is working. This program is working. And that when they leave drug court, we are confident that they will not come back. It is really the dedication of the county commissioners, the recovery community to really get behind this program.
This was the 8th graduation so far this year. Now, since the program started 22 years ago, there have been a total of 401 graduates. The next drug court will take place in November. New in the sports world, Grandview and Prosser's high school football teams face off in their rivalry game tomorrow.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable dives into the history of this matchup.
There's nothing quite like a high school football rivalry game, and each battle has its own backstory.
Grandview and Prosser have played in 19 straight years against each other, and Prosser has won all 19 of those games. It's a streak that Prosser would love to keep going, and one that Grandview is trying hard to erase.
Just want to win and just dominate them. You know, a lot of years of losing to them continuously. These past 3 years, they've been pretty close games by like a touchdown or two. So we just want to win one finally.
For seniors on Prosser, they are trying to finish their football careers having never lost to Grandview.
Oh, absolutely. I don't ever want to lose to them, and I'm super excited to get a 4-year streak.
The wins might all stack up in Prosser's favor, but what used to be blowouts have turned into one-score games, and there's mutual respect on both sides.
Grandview's got some very explosive guys. Number two is probably the leading running back in the league. Makes a lot of explosive runs all game. Tends a lot of ground all over the place in defense. And so we just gotta, bring the physicality, play fast and aggressive, and hopefully it's enough on Friday.
It's a good game to play, but I mean the most important game is the next one. I know that sounds cliche, but it's you want to win all of your games. There might be a little bit of extra pat on the back from mom and dad if you beat Prosser, especially if dad played. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, you want to look at your record and go, hey man, we played the best season that we've played.
A game that always draws a larger crowd, Prosser plays host this year with a blackout theme for the fans. In Prosser, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Friday Night Lights, Jake, thank you. Both teams are trying to bounce back from losses last week, with Prosser looking for their 3rd win of the season and Grandview looking for its 1st. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, we will tell you the changes the Oregon DMV is bringing for commercial drivers to align with national standards.
Make sure you stay with us for that. And Stacy is coming back with a look at your full First Alert weather forecast. Scan that QR code right there on your screen to get the Apple Valley News Now weather app. We'll be right back.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor & Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40-plus years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
This is the moment many car buyers wait for all year. The model year-end sales event is on at McCurley Subaru. As new Subaru models roll in, remaining 2025s need to move fast. It's the perfect time to trade in, save big, and grab a deal you won't see again until next year. These are the offers people plan around. Get here before they're gone. Experience the model year-end sales event at McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Your seasonal situationship is a pumpkin spice iced coffee for $2.29.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The federal tax credit ends soon. Now's the time to get a great deal on a Ford Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning. They're perfect for visiting friends across town or road trips across the country. And with the Ford Power Promise, get a complimentary home charger and standard installation. Save big on these all-electric vehicles that are smooth, fast, and fun. The federal tax credit ends soon. Get a great deal on a Ford Mustang Mach-E or F-150 Lightning. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Head to Queensgate Gardens in Richland for some fall family fun. Explore our corn and hay bale maze, zoom down the dump truck slide, and try our pumpkin archery. Get creative with pumpkin painting, play laser tag, and enjoy our U-Pick flower fields. Make fall memories at Queensgate Gardens in Richland.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor and Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40+ years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Hey, thanks for staying with us. New at 6 now. Big changes are on the horizon for anyone hoping to drive a big rig in Oregon.
Here's what we know about that. Starting October 1st, the Oregon DMV is rolling out a new commercial driver manual, updated knowledge test questions, and new CDL skills test material. The changes update the vehicle inspection checklist and the way drivers are scored on basic control maneuvers like backing, turning, and stopping. The new test also brings Oregon in line with national standards set by the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators.
Changes to the test questions will include updated elements of CDL vehicle inspections and basic control skills maneuvers, and those are the two key components of a CDL skills test. So the vehicle inspection, which assesses the driver's ability to identify potential mechanical problems, and then the basic control skills maneuvers test the driver's ability to control the vehicle in different situations.
DMV and third-party examiners can still use both the old and new tests until June of 26, but drivers may find fewer examiners offering the older version as the state transitions.
Other news tonight, Richland could be making a big change to how it pays for road repairs.
City leaders are looking at replacing the $20 car tab fee with a new sales tax.
New at 6 now, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen shows us why officials say it's needed and how residents are reacting.
The city of Richland is weighing a major change on how they take care of their roads. The city manager says this would raise more money, spread the cost more fairly, and take the strain away from city sources. Richland City Manager John Amundsen says the city's transportation needs are outpacing its current funding model.
The car tab fee has been around for 5 years, and we've seen that the revenue has been stagnant. It's about $1 million a year.
Under the proposal, the flat $20 vehicle fee would be replaced with a 0.1% sales tax. That means if you spend $10 on a taxable item, you'd be spending an extra penny on that tax. Based on 2024 sales, that could bring in about $2.25 million each year.
In the city of Richland, we continue to see growth in our sales tax revenue. A lot more shopping in Richland than there was 5-10 years ago. What that allows us to do is shift the burden from just Richland residents only who are paying the car tab fee to spread that amongst all the people who utilize our road.
City leaders say that change would create a more stable source for road maintenance, easing strain on other services. Some residents support the idea, but are a little weary it could open the door to future tax hikes.
If it's brought in at a reasonable rate, but once it increases, then it becomes a concern. It seems like every time they put a tax on, it never goes down, of course, and then it always seems to increase.
Meanwhile, the city is trying to maintain its pavement condition index, a measure of street quality.
What we want to do is maintain that rating of good on a scale of 0 to 100. We're right in that spot of 70 to 75. If we were to reduce the amount of funding we dedicate to pavement preservation each year, we could see that rating decrease pretty quickly.
The proposal is still under council review, and if passed, this could change the way Richland takes care of their roads for years to come. Reporting in Richland, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Alrighty, Dan. Council members say the second reading takes place on October 7th.
If the ordinance moves forward, it could take effect at the beginning of the year.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we're going to do a quick update on the Labor Mountain Fire that's burning 10 miles north of Cle Elum, Washington tonight. They've issued some level 3 go now orders for the Camas Meadow area. They say if you do not evacuate, you have a risk of being trapped or even killed by this fast-moving fire. Now, that fire has grown nearly 2,500 acres in just the last 24 hours, and we're seeing strong gusty winds in the region there. So again, pay attention to that. Here is a website you can go to and get a very precise map of the areas being evacuated. 75 degrees looking out on our Yakima Tower Cam. Again, you see that smoke kind of lingering over Yakima. They've been dealing with a little bit heavier smoke there. Humidity increasing a little bit, but winds have also started to pick up there tonight. And we're starting to see the smoke finally move towards Tri-Cities. We're seeing more potentially harmful air quality up towards Moses Lake tonight. And once again, that's due to that fire burning near Cle Elum. As far as future cast smoke goes, there it goes. You see the grays, that lighter color there, that means it's higher level smoke, so it won't impact air quality as bad. But again, right where the fires are burning up that direction, you're still going to have some moderate and bad air quality. Here's those strong gusty winds. That's why we are in a red flag warning tonight till about 11 o'clock. Very windy with a wind advisory in the Kittitas Valley tonight. Gusty winds right on down the Columbia River Gorge. Tri-Cities area will start seeing winds picking up tonight as well. The good news is by about midnight or so, the winds will start to decrease and then they're going to level out for tomorrow. Most of the day will be fairly calm. However, we could see winds picking up a little bit later in the afternoon, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour in those Cascade passes. Light winds for Yakima, Columbia Basin, and the Blue Foothills, 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. That ridge of high pressure is shifting off to the east, and we're going to see that cooler air moving in. In fact, those temperatures from this front are going to drop a good 10 plus degrees for most of us. Now, any moisture coming in is mainly going to be concentrated here in the northern portion of the Cascades and into British Columbia. So tiny bit of rain coming our direction, most of it staying to the north. Here's that drop off in temperatures where we are below average in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston. Then we'll warm up briefly for the weekend as we come back next week with temperatures in the 70s. Yakima also below average tomorrow and then warming just above average just in time for the weekend. And then we cool down into the 60s. So yeah, big changes weather-wise. Tonight, we're going to see temperatures down in the 40s, a little bit on the chilly side, especially in the mountains. Look at White Pass at 36 degrees overnight. 7-day planner, look for those breezy winds, temperatures in the 70s, hitting 81 on Sunday, then cooling down into the 70s with rain chances coming our way as we get into the first day of October. Here's what it looks like in Yakima, 70s and briefly 80s there on Sunday. Then we cool into the 60s and 70s with rain chances beginning on Monday. Here's what your extended forecast looks like in the Ellensburg area with those overnight lows dropping down into the 40s. 42 is, well, just 10 degrees above freezing, so a little bit chilly overnight. Here's what Walla Walla looks like the next few days. Once again, those much needed showers, breezy winds coming along with the rain showers, and Hermiston 70s hitting 80 on Sunday, and then overall not bad. And I know the folks are getting ready for Rock the Locks, I believe, this weekend.
Oh yeah, tomorrow in Umatilla.
Umatilla, so the weather's looking good for Rock the Locks, but things will start shifting Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
So enjoy it.
Fall, you guys.
Fall, y'all.
Fall, y'all.
All right, thanks, Stacey. Here's what's coming up next on the news at 6. We'll tell you what was said to a suspect in Texas that had him running from cops.
Fall is in the air, and that means getting back to school, putting outdoor toys away, and getting ready for winter sports. If you've been injured in an accident, call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2025 Ford Bronco Sport goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Big Bend 4x4 for just $289 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
Look, it's a bird.
No, it's a plane.
No, it's a cow.
A cow?
Cowabunga! It's fair time.
The Central Washington State Fair is coming September 19th through the 28th, presented by Legends Casino Hotel. It's 10 days full of all your fair favorites like carnival rides, fair food, live entertainment, and livestock barns. There's also lots of new stuff to see like acrobatic sea lions and radical reptiles. Get your tickets now at fairfun.com.
At More Furniture, the biggest sale of the year starts now. We're making room for the largest arrival of fresh styles and features in over a decade. Cozy living rooms, relaxing bedrooms, and elegant dining sets. It's all in stock and on sale. Right now, with a minimum purchase of $14.99, get your choice of free white glove delivery or we'll pay your sales tax. Don't wait. Shop early, beat the rush, and save big. Only at More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
At Apple Valley News Now's Phase 3 Digital, we have the right message to grab attention and drive leads.
Plus, the local expertise to connect you with new customers. Wherever your market is, we'll get results to build your business. Phase 3 Digital. Contact us today. Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts, sponsored by Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, supporting Bikes for Tykes, giving away bikes and helmets to area kids. Click Bikes for Tykes at applevalleyNewsNow.com to see how you can help.
Fall is in the air, and that means getting back to school, putting outdoor toys away, and getting ready for winter sports. If you've been injured in an accident, call 735-0546 to find out what your rights are under the law.
All right, check this out. This week in Texas, police on horseback chased down a suspect who ran after being asked if he had narcotics.
But what's really getting a lot of attention is what police said to the suspect right before he ran. One of the officers said they had a, quote, narcotic-smelling horse.
When he heard that, the suspect took off down an alley with the police right behind him. Officers quickly apprehended the man.
Narcotic-smelling horse. We've heard it all now.
Yeah.
Still ahead in our 6:30 half hour, we'll tell you about an event supporting Sergio Cerda's family after he was detained and deported by ICE officials. That's when we come back.
Jay Delia, Jessica Jalal, and Josh Colbreth. Good morning, Northwest from Apple Valley News Now.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course, it's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary, and we're having a gigantic sale.
Take advantage of our best prices of the year.
And interest-free financing.
David, you do know anniversaries only come once a year, right?
Yes, and if you miss ours, you'll be sorry.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Lifetime Dental is committed to providing the best dental care in the Tri-Cities by treating patients like family, as well as providing a healthy work-life balance for the team. Hear what their doctors have to say.
I think developing that relationship with a patient is where you get the trust. And then with the trust is when you can really kind of build on these treatment plans and provide the best care for them so that the outcome is most predictable and that they're the most satisfied. I think my passion kind of more stems from the problem-solving aspect of dentistry. So I really like getting complex patients that need a lot of different needs and kind of figuring out a plan that incorporates like good dentistry to kind of solve their problems. I think I just get that emotional recharge from just kind of spending quality time with family. So my 2 girls and then my wife. So we try and get out of the house and get up in the mountains or go to the beach and just kind of do quality things together. And that's kind of where I get my most recharge from, for sure.
Lifetime Dental Care, located at Queensgate, voted best dentist in the Tri-Cities 9 times.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The record shows no driver at fault. However, we found footage which shows the other driver caused the wreck.
Nice job. What's the insurance company's offer?
You know it's too low. Should I ask them for more?
Thanks, Shelby. But you know when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Injured in a car wreck? Call the heavy hitter, Attorney Mariano Morales.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who is making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Just click on Volunteers Count on the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
The new iPhone 17 Pro is finally here. And at US Cellular, it's easier than ever to get it on us with no trade-in.
Wow, the new iPhone 17 Pro is thrilling.
It even has the ultimate pro camera system.
Oh, that's even more thrilling.
You don't have to trade in your old phone, so there's nothing stopping you from getting the new iPhone.
Nice. I kind of wish someone would stop me, though, so I can get the new iPhone.
Thanks for riding.
No, thank you.
Get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, now part of T-Mobile.
Jade Elliott grew up in Richland, graduated from Washington State, and got her first job in Spokane. After working in Salt Lake and Seattle, she's back in the Mid-Columbia, bringing the news home on Good Morning Northwest from Apple Valley News Now. On your side.
Always on your side.
Next ET, Keira Knightley ready to resurrect pirates? Then, ET's on the Vancouver set of Fire Country, and Ben Stein drops Ferris Bueller bombshells. You improvise that. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m.
A big expansion for Tri-Cities Prep in Pasco is complete. Why the Director of Development says it's making quite a difference.
Plus, building safer streets, why officials in Yakima say your input will help guide projects aimed at reducing tragedies.
The news at 6:30 starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. Austin Reed with Wendy Redmond, and apparently apple cider may be in my future.
I knew you were going to say that. It's cider season because it's starting to get cooler.
Yep.
Not necessarily today, though, but on the way.
On the way. Stacey Lee joining us now. Pumpkin spice or cider for you?
We should have everything apple. We're Apple Valley News. And this is the best time of year to go get the freshly picked apples that don't go into cold storage. It makes the best applesauce, apple cider, apple donuts, apple everything. So, but check out this beautiful sunset night going on right now in Toppenish. Live look outside, beautiful. A little bit cloudy out there. That's the shift in the weather, that cold front moving across. 75 degrees right now outside, and the winds are light at 10 miles per hour. Air quality improving. You can see this is starting to shift now with those winds moving in from the west towards the east, and we'll continue to see improving air quality. Those winds also bring fire dangers to the region. Through 11 o'clock, there is a red flag warning for pretty much the entire region. So be fire wise out there. Here's the winds as they start to increase tonight. So be safe out there. And again, batten down the hatches. Temperatures are cooling as well. We're seeing 60s and 70s. Look up in the mountains, 40s right now at White Pass, 80 in Walla Walla. The rest of the evening, 60s and 70s. We're going to be down in the 50s by 9 and 50s and 60s at 11. For tomorrow, looking good. A little bit breezy still near Ellensburg. Everybody else will be pretty mild tomorrow with lots of sunshine, but much cooler temperatures. So those winds that are picking up will gradually decrease overnight. Much cooler tomorrow. A nice fall weekend. Wet and breezy though next week. I'll give you more coming up. Austin, Wendy.
All right, Stacey, thank you. A local family is getting support today with a hibachi explosion eat-in. This comes after Sergio Cerda was detained in April during a citizenship interview in Yakima. After weeks in detention, he self-deported in June and is now living in Mexico for the first time in more than 20 years. His wife, Gabby, and their children remain in the Tri-Cities. Tonight, the community is coming together to support them. The eat-in is being held at their food truck, Hibachi Explosion, that's over on West Clearwater Avenue in Kennewick. The event is running now until 7 p.m. and those attending are encouraged to bring their own chairs. The gathering is organized by Indivisible Tri-Cities. This is the second event they have hosted to show support for the family.
Tri-Cities Prep in Pasco just wrapped up a big expansion, adding more space for students and staff. The Catholic High School recently completed a $3.2 million project. It added 6 new classrooms, including a science lab, and more than 10,000 square feet of learning space. School leaders say the addition eliminates the need for portables, keeps all students under one roof, and nearly doubles the school's classroom capacity. The project comes as Tri-Cities Prep also prepares to dedicate its new St. Michael Plaza next week. That's a separate project made possible by an anonymous donor.
It's just added, almost doubled the classroom capacity of our school, so it's made quite a difference. Just in, we've got a lot more room.
The new wing was finished this fall and is already in use. It gives students extra space for testing and learning support.
New at 6:30 tonight, the Yakima Valley Conference of Governments is asking for your input to help build safer streets for everyone. Leaders are developing a new safety action plan, and they want to hear from you through a brand new online survey and interactive map where you can pinpoint exactly where you see safety concerns. In 2023, there were 47 deadly crashes in the Yakima Valley alone. City officials say your feedback will help guide projects aimed at reducing tragedies and making streets safer for walkers, cyclists, transit riders, and drivers.
In your sports headlines tonight, hockey season is back with the Tri-City Americans playing their first game of the season last Saturday. The Americans traveled to Seattle to take on the Thunderbirds. Seattle came away with a 6-3 victory with a hot start out of the gates. The 4 goals from the Thunderbirds in the first period were too much for the Americans to overcome.
We got behind early, but I think we battled back, and I thought we took the play to them in the second period and the third, and we just couldn't get that tying goal, and they got one late in the third to kind of seal the deal, but overall I was pleased with our performance.
Tri-City's next game is Saturday in Spokane against the Chiefs. The first 3 games of the Americans' season are on the road before their home opener October 4th. Now, getting your pumpkin spice treat this fall, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, Austin, could be a little bit harder for some Starbucks customers.
Yeah, so today the company announced significant store closures and layoffs.
This move comes as we're also getting new data on the strength of the U.S. economy.
Michael Yoshida reports.
Starbucks set to close hundreds of stores this month. The company's CEO calling it a, quote, significant action to turn around its struggling business. An additional 900 corporate layoffs also announced, on top of roughly 1,000 layoffs earlier this year. The storied coffee chain has struggled to improve sales amid a changing economy and customer needs.
A lot of companies are doing the same right now. They are weeding out non-performing stores, not making their profit margins.
But economists say the slim down at Starbucks isn't necessarily a harbinger of economic trouble, and it comes as new data from the Commerce Department shows the economy expanded in the second quarter. Gross domestic product, the broadest measure of economic output, grew at an annualized 3.8% rate from April to June, significantly stronger than previously reported.
The U.S. economy once again proves to be more resilient than had been thought. And obviously, it's had a lot thrown at it in recent years.
Consumer spending, which is the lifeblood of the U.S. economy, helped drive GDP higher, with Americans still opening their wallets despite ongoing fears around the economy, tariffs, and a cooling job market.
The big questions going forward really are what is the strength of the job market, whether unemployment goes substantially higher from here. And of course, the one thing that essentially all consumers want to be absolved of, inflation.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
The closures impacted the Reserve Roastery located in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Still ahead, after being detained for a month, we'll tell you why the Department of Homeland Security suddenly dropped their case against an Oregon firefighter.
And let's go outside. A live picture from our Skycam network. This is in Pasco. Stacy Lee coming back with your full First Alert weather forecast. Hang tight.
Look, it's a bird.
No, it's a plane.
No, it's a cow.
A cow?
Cowabunga! It's fair time.
The Central Washington State Fair is coming September 19th through the 28th, presented by Legends Casino Hotel. It's 10 days full of all your fair favorites like carnival rides, fair food, live entertainment, and livestock barns. There's also lots of new stuff to see like acrobatic sea lions and radical reptiles. Get your tickets now at fairfun.com.
This is the moment many car buyers wait for all year. The model year-end sales event is on at McCurley Subaru. As new Subaru models roll in, remaining 2025s need to move fast. It's the perfect time to trade in, save big, and grab a deal you won't see again until next year. These are the offers people plan around. Get here before they're gone. Experience the model year-end sales event at McCurley Subaru. Your way home.
I'm a real wild one.
Life is wild. There's work to be done, adventure around every corner, and a truck that handles it all. The 2025 Ford F-150. It's rugged, loaded with tech, and built to go wild. Get a wild deal on an F-150 today. Lease a 2025 F-150 STX Super Crew 4x4 for just $299 a month for 36 months. Only your local Ford dealer.
At More Furniture, the biggest sale of the year starts now. We're making room for the largest arrival of fresh styles and features in over a decade. Cozy living rooms, relaxing bedrooms, and elegant dining sets. It's all in stock and on sale. Right now, with a minimum purchase of $14.99, get your choice of free white glove delivery or we'll pay your sales tax. Don't wait. Shop early, beat the rush, and save big. Only at More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
Hi, I'm Christine Connolly, local realtor with As You Wish Real Estate Team. I offer negotiable commission, 100% free staging, and top-notch marketing. I'm a proud sponsor of Operation Best Friend. Remember, you only get one chance to make a first impression. As you wish.
Are you an energy worker receiving home health care? Don't settle. It's time to choose better care. At CNS Cares, our local nurses provide reliable care you can count on. Your dedicated care manager will help you get all the care and benefits you've earned.
My first provider made a lot of promises. CNS Cares has delivered.
Find out why more families are switching to CNS Cares. Visit cnscares.com.
New in our 6:30 half hour, an Oregon firefighter who was detained by Border Patrol has been released after his arrest last month while battling a wildfire in Washington state.
Now, his attorneys say this only came after they filed a motion last week on his behalf.
Tanvi Varma reports.
This is a picture of 23-year-old Rigoberto Hernandez standing outside the ICE facility in Tacoma. He was released from that facility after spending about a month in there. You can see he's wearing the same firefighting uniform he was wearing when he was fighting the Bear Gulch fire. That's when Border Patrol agents arrested him.
He was unlawfully detained without a warrant, no exception to the warrant, and without reasonable suspicion. And when he tried to exercise his his rights, they were violated.
Rodrigo Fernandez Ortega is Hernandez's lawyer. He says Hernandez applied for a U visa in 2018. But due to a backlog, he says it hasn't been approved. Since Hernandez is from Kaiser, we spoke to the chairman of the Marion County Republicans.
If you're here illegally, you should definitely try to get your citizenship through the proper channels. And it sounds to me like Mr. Hernandez was doing that.
In court filings, lawyers for the Department of Homeland Security say they're dropping the case because, quote, continuation is no longer in the best interest of the government. United States Senator Ron Wyden rejoicing in Hernandez's release, saying he worked to make sure he was free.
Did you bring this case to DHS? And if so, what did they say?
People were told in the 2024 political campaign that this was going to be about dealing with terrorists and drug cartels and gangs and the like. Mr. Hernandez certainly did not fit into any of those criteria, and I told him that.
So DHS, did they give you a neutral response when you brought those concerns forward?
We certainly didn't see them jumping to, get it done in the next 20 minutes. But the point is, we got it done.
Well, that was Tanvi for that report, and it's unclear if Hernandez's release is a step toward dropping any and all immigration charges against him.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And things are cooling down, but a lovely look outside on our Legends Casino Skycam down at Howard Amon Park. The cruise ship there in port tonight looking pretty good. 76 degrees. Temperatures have been cooling off pretty quickly tonight. We have a cold front moving through the area. Our humidity has actually been going up a little bit as well at 30%, and our winds are increasing slightly. Air quality also improving as the cold front moves across from the west to the east, but we still have moderate air quality, and there still is a light haze moving around the area. Unhealthy air, though, if you are up towards the Moses Lake area tonight. And again, that's all coming from that fire that's burning just north of Cle Elum near Blewett Pass area, where they have some evacuation orders in place for the region. Smoke-wise, we're going to see smoke levels improve, at least locally in the lower elevations. But if you're close to that fire area, you're still going to see that. Now, there is a wind advisory tonight in the Kittitas Valley due to these strong gusty winds, and we'll continue to see the breezy winds tonight till about 11, 12 o'clock, and then things will start to calm down for most of our area. Will still remain breezy in the Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg area, but everybody else, winds will start to decrease, and they're looking pretty good for most of the day tomorrow. In the afternoon, expect those winds to pick up in the Columbia Basin and foothills of the Blues, 15 to 20 miles an hour, and you'll see 25 and 30 mile an hour winds in the Kittitas Valley. Now, that ridge of high pressure we've been seeing, it's slowly moving off to the east. It's bringing record high temperatures to places like Billings, Montana, but we're going to see a big cool down by 10 plus degrees through most of our area, and that's thanks to this onshore flow moving through the region. Any moisture, though, coming out of this first system that we're going to see, mainly going to concentrate over British Columbia and the northern portion of the Cascade Mountains. Here's that cool down. We were in the upper 80s today, a big 10 or 12 degree drop there. We'll pick up briefly into the weekend, then slide back down into the 70s for the early part of next week. Yakima also sees the same decline just below our average there of 76. We're dropping to 74. You'll see temperatures at 80 or just above 80 for the weekend. And then get ready. The 60s and 70s are headed your way for the first week of October. Tonight on the chilly side, 40-degree temperatures all through the region. Look at a chilly 43 tonight, Ellensburg, 36 up in the mountains, 44 in Pendleton, and Walla Walla looking at 48. Let's count down. I haven't done this for a while. We've got 36 days now till Halloween, guys. 63 days until Thanksgiving, so just a little over 2 months. Winter begins in 87 days, and it's 91 days, so roughly 3 months until Christmas. Here's your 7-day planning forecast. Those 70s staying put for Friday and Saturday. Brief climb to 81 on Sunday, then we cool back down, and that's where we see those rain showers coming into the area. And that's going to keep us on the cooler and breezier side for the first part of the week. October 1st officially on Wednesday. Here's what it looks like in Yakima for the next 7 days with some cooler 40-degree temps at night. And in Ellensburg, once again, we'll see those temperatures cooling off. Looks like you guys are going to be in the 60s next next week in Ellensburg, and temperatures going as low as 42 degrees. That is a sign for sure of fall, but of course we need those cooler temperatures to change the color of the leaves, right? All right, Walla Walla also looking at the 80s for the weekend, 70s next week. Should be a nice weekend in Hermiston as well, with temperatures hovering right around 80 degrees. So yeah, the fall foliage, we need to talk about that because it's going to start to happen finally.
Oh, I love the fall foliage.
I had
and apple cider.
Yeah, and I had and apple cider.
And apple cider.
And if you look around the critters, I had a squirrel that was quite in my bird feeder today. So he was stocking up.
Getting ready.
He's getting ready to bed down, I guess. So.
All right. Coming up next, the Mariners are partying like it's 2001 by winning the AL West Division title. More when we return.
Much to the delight of our customers, John Gray now brings you Gray's Pizza and Bar, your new favorite spot in Grandview for great foods and good times. Be sure to catch all the excitement on local high school game nights. We're open late for your after-game hangouts. And don't miss our Monday to Friday happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. And Sundays, bring the football vibe with our happy hour all day long. Gray's Pizza and Bar, great deals, great eats right here in Grandview. Come see us today.
For decades, CG Public House has been known for fresh, chef-inspired meals and seasonal specialty menus. When the weather's right, enjoy patio dining with dog-friendly amenities that make everyone feel welcome. Pair your favorite dishes with handcrafted cocktails and premium local wines for the perfect dining experience. Don't miss the Pendleton Beef Prime Rib, served every Friday and Saturday. And be sure to finish with a slice of our famous homemade pie. Join us to make CG Public House your favorite dine-out.
The Toyota Entertainment Series is bringing the heat to this year's Central Washington State Fair. On September 20th and 21st, catch the Nitro Fire Stunt and Thrill Show, featuring freestyle motocross, quad wars, and a jet car that melts a full-size car. Then September 27th and 28th, the Demolition Derbies roar back with the all-new Motorhome Derby on the 28th. Advanced tickets include fair admission. Get yours today at the Fair Ticket Office or at fairfun.com. The fair runs September 19th through the 28th. Don't miss it.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before during the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining tables and chairs, bedrooms, and much, much more. Plus, 48 months, no interest, and no down payment. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Tamaki Law, voted Tri-City's #1 personal injury firm 6 years in a row.
We live here, we work here.
This is our community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. When you're hurt, we have your back.
That's why we stand with you every step of the way. Thank you for trusting us.
It is a privilege to serve our community, now and always.
Tamaki Law, again voted Tri-City's #1 personal injury firm.
Head to Queens Gate Gardens in Richland for some fall family fun. Explore our corn and hay bale maze, zoom down the dump truck slide, and try our pumpkin archery. Get creative with pumpkin painting, play laser tag, and enjoy our U-Pick flower fields. Make fall memories at Queens Gate Gardens in Richland.
E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra. Time for what's trending. The Mariners won the American League West Championship for the 4th time in team history.
With a 9-2 rout of the Rockies, the M's clinched their first division crown since Ichiro's rookie year in 2001. Cal Raleigh says the team is enjoying the moment, but insists they're aiming higher.
That's right. Seattle ended the 4th longest active drought in baseball and now has a shot at a wild card bye extra for the bullpen and maybe even their first ever World Series appearance. Wow.
And Cal continues to add on to his historic season, hitting his 59th and 60th home runs of the year, the most ever by a major league catcher.
This is the talk of the Northwest right now.
There you go.
Yeah, our Dan Hansen, he's like fired up.
Well, our diehard Mariners fan.
Yeah.
You know, if you are watching those games and cheering them on and this drought, good for you.
And it's all
You're a fan.
thanks to Austin and Dan, actually,
Right.
as
Oh,
I
yeah, we
have
did
learned
some
from
picture
Dan's
back in the day.
posts on
That's
social
right.
media today.
Yep.
Yeah, because you guys were sporting the jerseys at the beginning of the season. Is
so
that
you can thank us.
setting the good vibes, I guess.
Final word when we come back.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor and Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40 plus years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
Get ready for adventure with the fun and rugged 2025 Ford Bronco Outer Banks from Price Ford of Yakima Valley. Nob Hill Casino's biggest prize ever. Want to drive it home? Just enter daily at Nob Hill Casino now through Wednesday, October 8th for your chance to win. While you're here, enjoy our 16-lane bowling center, mouth-watering cheeseburgers at the Last Frontier restaurant, cold drinks at the bar, and try your luck with pull tabs and table game action.
We invite you to come visit us at Price Ford of Yakima Valley and Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
At More Furniture, the biggest sale of the year starts now. We're making room for the largest arrival of fresh styles and features in over a decade. Cozy living rooms, relaxing bedrooms, and elegant dining sets. It's all in stock and on sale. Right now, with a minimum purchase of $14.99, get your choice of free white glove delivery or we'll pay your sales tax. Don't wait. Shop early, beat the rush, and save big. Only at More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
It matters every day and every night. It matters that we're not just in your community, but that we're part of it.
We'd be happy to help you.
Making sure everyone feels welcomed and rewarded.
Extra bucks on the way out.
It matters that we're here for what the doctor prescribed.
Thanks so much, Eric.
And also, just what the doctor ordered.
Need some help?
Right by your side,
Hi, Alex.
right when you need us.
I'm gonna go grab that for you, okay?
Welcome to CVS. Join us.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 2.99% APR on a 2026 CR-V.
At Tri-Cities and Walla Walla Floor and Home, our team has been in the Southeast Washington flooring business for 40 plus years. You'll find more choices, lower prices, and hometown service.
Josh Cobra, First Alert Weather on Good Morning Northwest from Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
And your reason to smile, thanks to our good friend Cody Knoll. He took this picture out in Richland with that hazy sunrise, and the smoke, not fan of that. However, it does make for really good photographs. So thanks for grabbing that one, Cody. QR code right there on top of your screen. That's how you get your picture on TV. Thanks to our friends at Lifetime Dental. All right, let's take a look at tomorrow. Chilly out the door, especially in Ellensburg and Yakima, with temperatures in the 40s to start the day. By the middle of the day, we'll be, most of us, in the 60s, and then topping out in the 70s. So a definite cool down tomorrow. You will feel it. It's going to feel more fall-like. And then next week, even more. So get ready. I think those 80s are gone, guys.
No. All right. Well, that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hoping your news